Yo, I put it like wow, this that sound. These oaks don't work hard like me, I hope they know by now. Bayo Bab, stand my ground. Bro, these money trees go overseas like Percy Tau. I'll make sure you stay around, quiet when I'm under loud. No negatives allowed, me and positivity took a vow. I always play to win, don't anticipate loss. Mind always in the clown, my boy. Never think about the drop, never ever ever think about the drop.
Welcome to it, sports fans. It is the MKT Show, and we are really live. Really live. It is a real thing. We are real people having real great times together. I'm MKT, and I'm joined by a man who looking good. I gotta tell you, looking good. Don't know how he's feeling, but he'll let us know. Today's been a good day. I must tell you, James was judging me because one of my favorite things to do, because I talk for a living, and it's very difficult to tell people that that's a job. And you know, I talk in the morning for 2 hours straight, so I always like to get some mints, and that's not mints like the meat, is I like to get a mint or something like that, which is a strepsil, which actually does actually help me feel a little bit better. But then I like to have ginger tea as well. James was judging me about that, very judgy to a certain sector of society that lives in the northern suburbs of Johannesburg. I'm not going to say who, because James is transforming as a person. Anyway, somebody who's with me who didn't judge me for this is Senzo Satebe, looking fantastic. How are you doing, pal?
I'm good. How are you, my man?
I gotta tell you, I'm good. Over the last 2 weeks, though, Ryan did knock my confidence. That was one of the things that happened. He told me I wasn't a very good broadcaster.
Nah, he's lying.
You know what I mean? Ryan is lying.
Ryan's lying.
Yeah, Ryan be lying. Anyway, so that happened, and then James today was judging me for drinking ginger root tea.
He's just projecting. Because he's into that breaker life now.
Yes.
So now he's practicing on you now.
He's letting the insecurities.
You see, he's getting you back for all that bullying you did to him. Bullying.
Oh, I see.
I'm actually doing all of those things.
Yeah, you did judge me for the ginger root tea, huh?
I didn't judge you. I just...
No. Come on. Let's be... James, this is a safe space.
I was judging the tea more than I was judging.
No, you said that is the most, and then...
No, I didn't.
I'm not going to say the rest of it, but you did judge me for that. That's after Ryan called me a mediocre presenter a while ago. I think that was about a week ago. So, try to break my confidence, but, I'm going to be me. I'm an independent woman, and I don't need no man. Yeah, I'm saying, Jimbo.
So I was trying to think of a Beyonce quote because that sounded fitting, I suppose. The beehive or whatever it is.
Yeah, so that's a real thing, huh?
Yeah.
Beyonce, beehive,
Absolutely.
they'll get you, and they do love her. I mean, Beyonce, shout out to her. She's been doing it, I mean, a lot of the haters are going to say she doesn't write her own music or whatever, but she's been doing it for 20 years now? At the top. She's been at the top of the pop charts, is Destiny's Child. Let's run it through, and then I'm going on my own, and then I'm gonna marry, arguably after Suge Knight, the hip hop mogul of of all time, and then he's gonna have an affair, but I'm still gonna be me, you know what I mean? Solange is gonna come through. Hey, Beyonce, I don't know if this is an insult, but sometimes I forget how country Beyonce is. Like, she's
from Houston, Texas.
but she's full on. There's levels, right? Every now and then she'll be like, it'll be okay. I'm like, whoa.
But look at her name, Beyonce.
Yeah, but I know, but I forget. I forget.
Stylized even.
But you know what I mean? I forget, like, where she'll give you the, okay, whoa. Like, yeah. I'm like, okay, I forget that it's like that because she's so rich, you know what I mean?
Keeping the hot sauce in the bag, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be doing nothing. Wait a minute, Beyonce. Well, not like that.
I have thoughts on Beyonce, but...
Oh, okay. Are they...
Oh, tell us.
All right, Jimbo. What sort of thoughts?
I don't need a whole group of people on my ass.
Okay, James, you are in a judgmental mood today. No Beyonce for James, and don't you dare try and look after your voice, because if you work for a living and you need your vocal cords to recover and you drink ginger root tea, don't tell James. He's not an empath. He does not care. Senzo, great to have you here. We will talk Newcastle, PSG. We'll get into the regular social media. And then Cristiano Ronaldo, has he made a mistake by going to Man United? And will he ever win a major trophy again? I'll give you my thoughts on all of that and much more. So if you want to listen to the podcast, by the way, that is available. People are constantly messaging me. And I say constantly, like maybe one person a day, is where can I get the podcast? I listen on this platform. Not everybody is on Spotify. Remember, you can get it on cliffcentral.com, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever else you get your podcast. The RSS feed sends it everywhere we are set up. So you need to look for the MKT Show. Make sure to subscribe if you're on there. If you're on YouTube, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend. We got an awesome show today. I'm feeling it. I got to tell you, we got an awesome show today. Tomorrow I'm in Cape Town, so I don't like people acting surprised. Just be aware that Paulo Diaz and the PTP Show will be back tomorrow. But for today, it is me and the boys. The MKT Show coming up after this. You chose this.
And you made a good choice by choosing this.
Oh, great. You need a good hype man, hey? Just don't be Britney Spears, though, and marry your backup dancer, you know?
Oh, Kevin Federline.
Is he looking more and more like a good guy? Because as Britney sort of, her life plays out for us in Living Color, it's almost like he was the most sane part of her life, you know? Because when he was the dad, you never heard Kevin Federline trying to be more in the papers. He was just Britney's husband.
Yeah, but he had done it though, so like...
Yeah, but now we're starting to see like, oh, smart for you to get divorced. This woman is a disaster, a walking disaster.
Yeah, but that's what happens like with most people, you know, who attain fame at that age and who have horrible parents.
But the dad doesn't seem bad. He's like, well, what's the dad done?
Hey, the most...
Really?
That whole family is just unhinged, but yeah.
Because they're also trailer folks, huh? Britney's super like southern and
Is Britney itch?
yeah, it is. Ooh, it's getting ugly there. Shout out to Britney Spears though, being above the age of 35. She must be at least.
She's 40.
Really, finally can actually have her own bank
Or
account.
39.
She can actually go and draw money from her own account. Shout out to Britney. Yeah, took long enough. Yonda Ndiki says, yo, in the building. Lots of O's on that. Yo, in the building. Good to see you live. Let's make the day a humdinger. Let's make it a humdinger. Yonda, very, very, very close name. They say humdinger.
Humding. You know, only all the black people use that word.
Humding.
It's going to be a humding.
Chana.
Mchana, humding.
The closest will tell you, you mean Chan? You will be humding Chana. And Mbulelo Gavin says, Pagati inside. You know what? It's tough to translate to the rest of the world. Ngoni to the rest of the world.
Because, some things, some things, it's like Stapura. Stapura's gonna trend.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it trend.
Stapura.
The real Stapura.
Tough to translate Stapura. Talking about Stapura, there's new owners now in the Premier League that are the real Stapuras. Now, if you want to know what a Stapura is, it's these guys.
Last number.
Ne? Newcastle's new owners are as rich as the top 10 owners in the Premier League. They're richer than the top 10 combined.
That's ridiculous.
So this is what Arsene Wenger was talking about 20 years ago. This is what he didn't want happening, which is why he wanted that. But you know what? I've always been of the school of thought is just let all the rich guys in and let's have at it. Because guys are already earning £100,000 a week. It's already ridiculous. Like, why is it more ridiculous that oil money is coming in? And like, let's be honest, I love Roman Abramovich, but it's not like his history is very clean, and it's not like the Man City guys are the height of human rights.
Everybody's got to check it past, but
including the United Kingdom, by the way. Like, I love how they get on their high horse about Saudi Arabia.
High horse.
But you know what I mean.
Look, the reason that we're conversing in this language that we're conversing in is because the United Kingdom, they try to shotgun everything.
So it's like, although they'll tell you as we move forward, we're trying to get better, and Saudi Arabia is still hectic.
Yeah. No,
it's different, huh?
Scandalous.
Amanda Stavely, that lady's incredible. But so I went home, gave it some thought. There are. Let me give you my managers who I think are going to take over this thing. But how do you see it working out, actually? Because we kind of touched on it yesterday. In your mind, what are we thinking? So
Steve Bruce today, Chief, don't bother coming tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then there'll be a caretaker for a while.
Yeah.
And then they're going to, try lower lamps.
Yeah.
And then the rest, it's going to be a humding.
You got to feel for Steve Bruce, dude. I mean, how many jobs did he wait?
Also.
No, what I'm saying, and remember, he was at Sunderland, and if people don't know that's the Tyne Derby is
hectic.
Electric. I've watched it at both stadiums. It's electric. Sunderland Newcastle is not. I mean, the only bigger one, I'd say, the only more fierce one is Newcastle Middlesbrough is ugly.
It's also ugly. Yeah,
it gets ugly.
Yeah,
like there's a deep hatred there. But I mean, Sunderland as well is the enemy. I mean, do you remember when the American guy, I forget who the previous owner of Sunderland was? He. On his badge, he would wear the badge all the time about how he hates Newcastle. There's actually an acronym. Yeah. I forget what the acronym was.
I think I saw that thing on Netflix. I forgot what his name is.
It's F Newcastle or something, whatever. No, so Sunderland Newcastle's not a joke.
I saw a video of the Newcastle Sunderland derby where a Sunderland guy was trying to nail a horse.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
Boxing. I was like,
No, it's not to be. So Steve Bruce did that and suffered that indignity. And now he got the dream job. He's a Newcastle boy, a Newcastle fan.
He's a Geordie through and through.
And now the Saudis just come and say, no.
It's all right, Chief. We'll take it from here. Imagine.
That's heartbreak, eh?
That's devastating.
Yeah. I mean,
and he didn't do anything wrong.
He's kept them up. And he's not even going to get a chance. His dream. His dream is probably to see Newcastle win the Premier League.
Yeah, or get into Europe, or you know what I mean.
Well, they've done that. So Bobby took them there. His dream is like, let's compete with Chelsea. Let's compete with Arsenal, Man United. And now they're saying, yeah, no, that whole local dream thing, yeah, this is not generations.
This is not, make a wish.
Yeah. It's not Make-A-Wish Foundation. So it's going to be ugly. Amanda Staveley does not look like she's playing around. By the way, obviously, with a little investigation, Amanda Staveley, 10% owner of Newcastle officially. Yeah. That lady's not playing. By the way, I went and looked her up. No, so if you're not aware, in the Man City deal, she was involved in those negotiations. Barclays sold a percentage of their bank. She was involved in, I think, Barclays selling for £13 billion a share to... Yeah, she was also involved with the Qatari guys getting involved in quite a few things, including football. So she's negotiated for the top level. And if you don't think things are going to change quick, fast here...
watch the space.
You know what Amanda Staveley did? She sued Barclays Bank for £1.5 billion. This is the kind of person you're dealing with. She thinks she can take on a bank. That's who you're dealing with. And by the way...
that thing is... How do you say?
Cajunes. Because you know what happened? She does have chutzpah. The judge said, although she lost the case against Barclays, she said that actually Barclays have to pay their own fees because actually they did go wrong against her and deceived her. So we're dealing with a woman here who is not...
She's cutthroat.
It's going to be real. Newcastle, they're going to be real. All right, let me tell you my top 3 managers and what I think. Here's what I think they should do. And I'll tell you the possibility of these 3, right? Is start off with Frank Lampard. I think it's an 8 out of 10, and I think it's a terrible thing for him. But what they're going to do is they're going to get him to be the recruitment guy because it's much easier. It's much, much easier. And you saw it with Man City. Once Mark Hughes left and they actually got a serious guy, then you started seeing David Silva and Vincent Kompany and all these other great guys actually take off, right? It was no longer Petrov and guys like that. So I think it's career suicide for Frank Lampard. I do, because there's no winning here. He's going to have to be the guy to try it out with 7 new signings next season who don't work out, and 3 of them work out, and the rest, and then version 2. So if I was Frank Lampard, I wouldn't take it. And if he needs an example, look at Mark Hughes. Mark Hughes was a lamb to the slaughter. He couldn't refuse that Man City job, or at least he thought he couldn't. If I was Frank Lampard, I know it sounds crazy. They are going to pay him all the money in the world. Do not take the job. But I think it's an 8 out of 10. I think he's going to be the guy. And Amanda Staveley obviously is going to give Frank Lampard absolutely no choice. She's a negotiator extraordinaire. But I feel for Frank is, what do you do now? Because if Lampard gets it wrong this time, and if it goes completely sideways, now you messed up Chelsea, now you messed up all the money at Newcastle, now he never gets another big job again. So he must be very, very careful. If I'm Lampard, I don't touch this job. Senzo, I'll tell you right now, I would not touch this job if I'm Lampard.
I wouldn't either, because now, it's tricky now, because it's either make or break. And you're right, because don't be the first guy.
Yeah.
Don't be the first guy, because the way they treat the first guy, that's how you know that this is an experiment for now.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, go ahead, Jimbo. What you got, pal?
Sorry. I should have cleared my throat before I started speaking.
Yeah, but you're not a broadcaster. You're just a director.
You are correct.
Yeah.
So the thing with Frank Lampard actually is, I think, like you say, if he was to come in and have to deal with like 7 new signings or whatever, I don't think he's got the experience as a manager to be able to do that also. Like, on top of everything else that you said, I think a manager that's been a manager for more than 2 seconds can deal with that, because they know how to deal with like personalities or conflicting personalities, or, I mean, you of all people know how, or the different sort of personality types within a football team.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say something. I'm going to move past it. Since all we're friends now, I'm not going to say anything.
No. Go ahead, man. No.
What happened? Were you guys going through a rocky period? You guys weren't friends. What happened?
No, when he was memeing me, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, when you were...
No, I mean, like, an example I was going to use was just, like, Man United, right? So
yes.
You have, like, the ego of Paul Pogba, and sometimes, like, Jesse Lingard's also kind of, like, thrown...
Yeah.
And, like, those are egos that you have to be able to control, right? I don't think Frank Lampard's been a manager long enough to be able to control that.
Yeah. No, listen, it's tough for Lampard as well, and... Here's the thing, is we've seen what it looks like when, he had the kids the first year at Chelsea, and he's the Messiah, so of course they're going to deliver over and above. now what happens when Pulisic arrives, when Ziyech arrives? Now it's a little more complicated because actually with those types of guys is, no, Chief, you're supposed to just motivate me. I know where to be. I'm already brilliant. Is now what do you do about a guy where the rah doesn't work? Because Tammy Abraham and Reece James and these guys would have been eternally grateful to Lampard giving them the chance because of the transfer ban. When the real guys arrived, we saw what happened. Lampard fell off a cliff. It took Thomas Tuchel 12 minutes. I mean, Thomas Tuchel's tea was still not even cold enough to drink. He'd been there so short, and he went and won the Champions League and went to an FA Cup final. And with Lampard, it looked like it was falling apart. So there's been a highlights package of what happens with Frank Lampard when he needs to deal with superstars, and it was very, very ugly. So very, very... And the most demanding owner in the league, and we saw what happened with Lampard when expectations came along.
So here's a bit of breaking news.
Breaking news, let's hear it.
2 minutes ago, the Premier League has been urged to meet with Amnesty International after last week's Newcastle takeover by Saudi Arabia-backed consortium.
Boy, oh boy. I mean, what? You know what? The human rights thing always gets super interesting in sport. Mm-hmm. Because we now, like, I don't know if the Premier League has a leg to stand on, and English football and English people have a leg to stand on if they go to the World Cup.
Yeah.
Because, it's almost... You know where that narrative gets ugly for England? Mm-hmm. Is that if you look in the history of how the whole slavery movement went, was... Because one of the rules of the slavery thing, for those who don't know, is that as long as it happens over there. So if you look at all of the English outposts, slavery never happened in England.
Yes.
There was classism in England, but the rule, from what I've read in the literature, was that all that ugly stuff, the British Empire must do that over there. Don't do it here on the Great Island. Is that what happens now for me is there's shades of that of, okay, we'll let the Qatar one go. Why? Why is it
the same thing?
No, because with the Saudis, now you know what the problem is. It's going back to that old mentality, if you run the narrative, is now it's happening on your island.
Yeah, it's
now it's
on your watch, yeah.
Yeah. So you don't mind when it's happening in France. You know what I mean?
Yes,
and now, if England are serious, I don't know, like, are Amnesty International, did they say anything about the World Cup going to Qatar? I presume they did. But I don't know.
Not that I know of.
So what happened there? Because we know what happened to the Qatari workers and human rights there. And nobody said anything about the ownership in France. Like our Amnesty... And I guess you can't worry about the whole world's problems. I don't know if Amnesty International are only in... I don't know them as an organization.
I know a bit about them, but not enough to make a public comment.
So are they only in the UK?
No, it's everywhere.
So it's an international thing. So then what happened with... I want to know what happened with the World Cup. Why didn't FIFA have to meet with them? So
these are questions that you see. You're asking the real questions.
Yeah, unless they did. Like but I didn't hear anything about Amnesty International.
That's the thing.
And also like, I love Roman Abramovich, but where were they then? Where we know what's happening in Russia. Is what happened with Roman? Or like, why didn't you ask questions then? And is the problem that it's Saudis? Like, what's the problem? I want to know, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Amnesty International is an international non-governmental organization with its headquarters in the UK, focused on human rights. The organization says it has more than 7 million members and supporters around the world.
Yeah. So it is an international organization. You know what? It is also, people conflate a lot of things. It's like, is this about money or is it about human rights? Those are not linked.
That's the thing, yeah.
If we're going to talk about human rights, unfortunately, then are we going to talk about all of them? Because where were Amnesty International when Hungary made it illegal, the gay rights then, and Hungary gave the racist abuse to England? Eh?
Yeah, to England.
Where were they then? Or do they pick and choose when it suits them? So for me, I don't want to be too aggressive because human rights are important.
Sure. Of course.
But I want to know what their criteria is. Where were you in the Euros when Hungary were participating?
And they were hosting the Euros.
And they hosted a game, yeah.
Hosted some games
where there was clear booing for
the Hungarian black players.
Yeah, the black players, and we know their position on gay people. So where were you then? But I don't know what their criteria is. Again, I don't know whether they only get involved if it's culturally against them. Are they a Christian-based organization, so they're more offended? So no, but I don't know this.
Yeah, I know. Now that's a whole different.
Yeah, because now it's Muslim money. Is that an issue?
Yeah.
What drives Amnesty International is they must be very careful as well. Like flying your flag and telling me you're the best people in the world is, where were you when Hungary were being homophobic and continue to be legally? It's in the law. Why are Hungary not being chased out of UEFA?
Being cancelled.
So where were you then?
I don't know, man.
And I just, you know, I've got a big problem with, this is why I don't like social justice warriors.
Yeah.
I like people that are actually doing things on the ground. And I have family who worked in this space, so it really matters to me. And it drove my mother crazy. These like most NGOs are just corrupt and disgusting, by the way. Like if people don't know. So, but I don't know these people, and I hope whatever they're going to talk about comes out in public. I hope they don't do we've discussed it behind closed doors.
Yeah, because if you're going to call someone out on a public platform, then you must tell us what happened.
Yeah. And also, I would like to know what's your criteria for getting involved.
Absolutely.
Because I'd love to know.
Where was the red flag? Where did they step on your toes?
Yes, yeah. And then we can get going. Because ultimately, hey, listen, it's business as well. Like the United Kingdom, at some stage, it's been said, every man has his price.
Absolutely.
And I don't want the Premier League apologizing, by the way, because the Premier League is not in the human rights game. They can do that for PR or whatever. The Premier League's in business. They're in the money game.
Obvious.
If you have the money and you can fit our financial criteria,
come play.
So I don't want the Premier League coming out and apologizing. They have nothing to apologize for because the Premier League are in business. And if we're going to start blaming the Premier League, okay, what about all the oil tankers and all of those companies that are British based as well?
It just becomes ugly.
So the Premier League must stay out of it. If I was in the Premier League, I'd say we're in business. And the business we're in is making money. And these guys have lots of money. We want that.
Absolutely.
You know, so, all right, interesting there. All right, Gran Potter is another guy who I think is a candidate, and people are talking about him. And I had a look at Gran Potter, kind of his history, and he's a really, really interesting guy. A very, very interesting guy. I was watching some interviews last night. He's got a master's in leadership and emotional intelligence, which is a very, very interesting thing for your classic footballer to do. He was a football player. And I watched interviews and I was listening to why he carried on studying. And he's a very well thought out guy. I think it's about a 2 out of 10 for him to get the job. Because also, somebody like him is the way he was talking. He sounds like a guy who needs some stability. He was at Östersund for 8 years. Obviously, did the move from Swansea to Brighton. That's going to happen. But he's a guy who needs stability. This Newcastle project, especially if you're the first guy, boy oh boy, there is going to be no stability. I'd say a 2 out of 10. I don't see Gran Potter going there. I'll tell you, if I was the Newcastle owners, who I'd take. I would take Jose Mourinho. And let me tell you why. Is that he was actually humiliated at Manchester United. He was extremely humiliated at Man United with how it went. And even worse at Tottenham, right? And Mourinho's got one more big shot. Roma's not a big shot. Like, stop the romance. Like, okay, it's a nice club, but quite frankly, they've won one title in forever with Francesco Totti in that season, where he became the Goku of football for one season, and an all-time great. But let's stop. Roma, please. And also Serie A, that's a joke. Jose is kind of, you know, he's persona non grata for now in the big leagues, and he had to get a job because he loves football. But the thing about Jose is, I'll tell you why I think it's an 8 out of 10. If I was Newcastle, I would pay whatever it takes. In fact, what I might do is brilliantly what Senzo suggested. I would have a caretaker probably until January, right? Until that November, December period. Then I would go and I don't even ask Mourinho. I go straight to Roma and I say, how much? Because we know Italian clubs are deep in, as Senzo would say, the mire. They're deep in the mire money-wise. You go and get Jose Mourinho. And my reasons are, he is humiliated, right, at the last 2 clubs. Winners don't go out like this. I told you Cristiano Ronaldo, and everybody in the studio said, no way Ronaldo's going to leave Juventus. I know how winners want to go out. Jose has one last big opportunity. This is that opportunity. This is that opportunity to show, you know what winners love to do? You were wrong to let me go, right? That's what winners like to do. Jose wants to show Spurs and Man United, you were wrong to do it. I would do that. Because there's also another great thing about Jose Mourinho that we've seen. Like it or not, even if you're a Man United fan, even if you're a Spurs fan, where it went terribly according to people. When was the last time Man United won a trophy? That was immediate. When was the last time Spurs were in a final? That was immediate, by the way. He put them in a cup final immediately. The thing about Jose is he doesn't take nonsense. Immediately, he gets all of the rubbish out of the way. At Chelsea, immediately, it was a completely different club. I don't mean to be disrespectful, he said, but I am a special one in the bottle. That's what Jose said, is he would be the perfect marriage for what they want to do now. And they want to be aggressive, and Jose knows, I have one last go at it. Because what are the big clubs going to take Jose?
Yeah, that's true because he sold his reputation and now he's fighting for his redemption at Roma.
Yeah.
But if this opportunity arises, you're right. Because also, they're talking about all these big players coming to Newcastle.
Yeah.
Who's going to control them?
That's what I'm saying. Hugely important.
Who's going to control them?
Yeah.
So, hey, but let's watch the space, guys. It's about to be a blockbuster.
I want to. If I'm Newcastle, I move heaven and earth, right? Heaven and earth to get Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
He's the only guy who can get the project started on the right level because he's going to come in with that kind of
that bravado,
that thing that they want immediately. Because if you get Lampard as well, you get these.
It's going to be timid, yeah.
The guy I wouldn't get, and everyone's saying Antonio Conte, I wouldn't get him because you know what he is. He's an extremely demanding manager immediately, and you can't have that guy who doesn't know how to work with ownership.
Yes.
The thing about Jose is he knows how to work with billionaires. I mean, you saw how it went with Florentino Perez, who's not a reasonable man.
Mm-hmm.
Jose made that work. He said, okay, you know what, Chief?
At Inter as well.
No, because Jose understands. All right, you know what? You're a savage. I'm a savage. I'm not here for a long time. Let me be a savage here.
I'm here for a good time.
Fasties. Whereas I don't think Antonio Conte gets that. And you saw as soon as Conte, every single club gets a little bit uncomfortable.
If there's friction, as soon as there's friction, he's bouncing.
And Jose knows when to take a step back. He knows.
Absolutely.
He knows people find him revolting, but I love Jose as a short-term manager. That's what his career has been post-Porto. So, I'd go there. Yonda Ndigi saying new Newcastle United owners are ready to offer 1 billion to buy Inter Milan, report Libero. PIF is looking to improve Saudi Arabia's global image and is also interested in Marseille. Football epic news. That's from Yonda. Listen, a big concern is that whole kind of to sort of give their image as a country, as a region.
Yeah, they're trying to rebrand.
And that scares, I would imagine, people like Amnesty International.
Yes.
Is that because when you do that, you should always be careful of people. I'm always careful of people where they want to tell you what a good person they are. Because what are you hiding? If you're a good person, just be a good person.
Just do it.
Like, you don't see Switzerland advertising.
Yeah.
Because they're they're not perfect. Listen, maybe shouldn't have let the Nazis store their gold there.
Exactly.
Please, Switzerland, you were about as neutral as Senzo in a Man United versus Man City game. You know what I mean? Like, you are not neutral. But okay, my point is we must be very careful of that. And I guess it's interesting now. People that always say keep politics out of sport, they have a different conversation to have now.
Because now, if Amnesty International gets involved, well, that goes out the window.
No, but also they'll always say, "Oh, the Saudis, bro." No, just leave politics. I thought we were leaving politics out of sport. No, but this is different. Is it? You know what I mean? So those people usually mean keep the politics that affect me out of sport. Yeah.
Don't mess my stuff up.
I'm uncomfortable. Shout out to Newcastle. And Newcastle, again, it must be made very, very clear that this isn't sort of the region where Jacob Zuma lived in KwaZulu-Natal, in Newcastle, as our cameraman and floor maestro, C4 Netlumolo. How would they say it in Santa?
Nexumulo.
Enexamulo.
Yeah, Enexamulo.
That's it. That's C4 Enax Amolo, a man who is from KwaZulu-Natal. And there's actually, just before we go to a break, there is another very Zulu person who works as a part of the team, Sianda. You saw him 2 days ago. When him and C4 start speaking their very, very sort of localized Zulu with that tone, it does feel very looty in here. The MKT Show. See you on the other side. You're not Superman.
I like what you're doing.
I ain't lying.
Vele.
You're not Superman.
No one is. Except Clark Kent.
That's very true. Doesn't need a mask. Gutle Nkosi saying, is Eddie Howe... I've never understood the... So Gutle Nkosi saying, is Eddie Howe in consideration? Is it just because he looks like a 13-year-old that people are nice to him? Like, what is the obsession with Eddie Howe? At Bournemouth, he got them relegated and he played football, like careless football. You know what I think? Because they did play nice football, let's be honest.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
You know what I think? Pep Guardiola has ruined everyone's lives. You know, a big part of Pep's teams, if you actually go and look at them, forget the fantastic football, right? Is they're extremely organized, actually, and you know what it's
very
based
intricate.
on. But the defense is always incredible.
That's the thing.
Like Eddie Howe wasn't amazing because he didn't build the team. Like real coaches build balanced teams. Like Eddie Howe wasn't balanced. I mean, the Bournemouth thing, it worked for 15 minutes. It's just like the Sheffield United thing, right? Is it for one season? Okay, you kind of surprised everyone and played great football.
And then when people figure you out, that's when the chickens come home to roost.
But you know what I mean? Bournemouth he relegated a team. Absolutely. So,
now, do you think the Saudis are going to give... No.
But what do you think? Like, I've never understood the obsession.
I don't rate him.
I've never understood
I
the
don't
obsession.
rate him.
So nice football, but I'm not into nice. I'm into winning. You know, it's why I like Jose Mourinho. It's why people... No, Eddie Howe not in the running. Not even close.
Not even close.
He can't be, eh?
It's a pipe dream.
No. But what is the obsession with him? Seriously.
I don't know. I don't get it either. So you're asking the wrong person, mate.
Oh, so you're not into it either. So, wow. Who actually said that? Was it Yonda?
Gutle Nkosi.
Gutle Nkosi. So yeah, sorry, Gutle. Absolutely not. Senzo's just spitting in your face there saying that's a terrible take. Which I'm also doing, by the way. I don't want to just say that. You know what I mean? And a lot of people take those types of things personally. Is ungayithathi ngenhliziyo boy. Or if you're petty or skyjaga pelo. Although Nkosi Sotho Zulu.
Yeah.
Gutle plus Gutle. Yeah. What do you think there? What would Gutle be short for?
Maybe Senzo Gutle, I don't know.
Or maybe he's got the same name as you.
Imagine.
Do you ever go by Gutle or you just go by Senzo? What's the story? Did the Oaks at St. David's pick that for you?
No. Nah, I've been called Senzo ever since you
were breaking your cousin's arm on the grass.
Imagine now. You see, now you have to...
No, but let's talk...
No, we spoke about this enough yesterday.
Oh, do you want to let it go?
Please.
Did anybody in your family say anything about, yes, that's...
No.
In fact, you know what your grand should have said? Senzo.
When's
Yenza. Sikpaqile. Uphuli ingalo.
Yeah, one month.
So for those who don't know, Senzo yesterday playing Street Fighter, or he was playing Street Fighter, and then he took his cousin outside, and maybe his cousin, you know what, we must also put it in context. Maybe his cousin talked up a game that he couldn't stand up, and Senzo said, not today. He put the moves on him, put the lock on him, twisted the arm, completely removed the upper arm from lower arm. I don't really know the biological language. I do. But then he absolutely ripped it apart, a broken arm. And boy, oh boy, he went and told his gran that we were playing, his arm is broken. I don't know what happened. So that's just an update from yesterday, catching people up. All right, Senzo, you know, what's going on at PSG?
It's helter-skelter, dude. It's a mess.
It's a shambles, eh?
It's helter-skelter. Like, yeah, I'm just as confused as you are. It's horrible. I knew this was going to happen, though.
Where was Poch going? Is it the money? Is it like let's have a serious conversation. Is it the money?
No, I'm sure it must be.
Do you think the temptation of working with that level of players for a coach is just too much to resist? You know, like forget Messi. Like, there's no way he knew Messi would be coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is Neymar, Mbappe, Idrissa Gueye, you know, Marquinhos. Like, is it just too much to resist?
No, it is too much to resist. I mean,
as a coach, that's the dream, right?
You want to try yourself out.
But
it's crazy, dude. Like, it's too much. It's gung ho. It's too gung ho. Like, I don't know.
Like, you know, again, I think Man City have spoiled people as well. Man City are actually quite organized, you know?
Very organized.
They do it properly.
Not quite. They're very organized.
Yeah. And
just that they can't fill a stadium, but that's another story.
You know, there's nothing you can do to change that. You know, small club syndrome, it's going to happen. Yeah, but so the Qataris aren't doing it right. They're not.
It was too forceful, though, and it was obnoxious.
You got to do it right. You know, Monsieur for all of it. By the way, Amanda Stavely, besties with Monsieur, Sheikh Monsieur as well.
See now.
Besties in helping Monsieur's family acquire 13% or whatever percentage of Barclays and all sorts of other deals, and helped her. By the way, because remember, Man City were bought in 2009 is that was in the financial crisis.
Recession, bro.
Yeah, recession plus a couple of banks in Iceland. Hey. Bad situation. Amanda Stavely, no problem. Let's buy a football club. Sheikh Monsieur, what do you think?
That's a flex, dude. That's so obnoxious.
It's something else. Yeah. So, all right. Let me tell you what I think about this PSG situation, and we'll keep talking about it. So, one thing I've always noticed, because I was never in the smart class, but the more I think back, all right, is the smarter children are, the better the teacher has to be. So not only smart kids can't have the worst teacher. All right, is the smarter the children are, the better the teacher has to be. And then you come to big school, it's called business, is that actually, you know what CEOs get paid for? They don't get paid for the daily work and make sure the fax machine works or whatever. I don't know what people are doing, sort of a middle management, right? Is that CEOs get actually paid to administrate. And the best CEOs administrate. And Jeff Bezos has a fantastic thing. He says, every single day, you know what I'm doing is, I don't want to make daily decisions. Right? I don't want to make process-driven decisions. I make executive decisions. A CEO's job is to administrate people. That's his only job. Administrate resources, administrate people. And here's the reality of life. If you don't know it, brilliant people are actually a nightmare. If people are talented, they are actually a freaking nightmare. I've worked with talented people. I've never been a talented person myself, so I don't know what it's like to be that. I graft. But brilliant people are a nightmare. You know why? Because it comes easy to them. So you need somebody with a personality to say, actually, no, I don't care how good you are. You're just like the other guy, the other girl in the room. Folks, there's a reason why PSG didn't win Ligue 1 last year. There's a reason Lille pipped them to the league, and it wasn't just a cakewalk, which it should have been for them. Right? There's a very, very good reason for that. A guy called Thiago Silva was forced out the back door. And no longer did they have anybody to keep an eye on all of them. Thiago Silva, the last time they were great, Thiago Silva was there because he's a grown-up. He's an absolute living legend. Thiago Silva is an absolute living legend. And what's great about him is now we've seen he's come to Chelsea. It's clear he's the leader of Chelsea Football Club. Like he's not the captain, but it's clear. We see what's happening there. Anybody who's watching, it's like, no, this is a completely different Chelsea team. Now, Thiago Silva has changed everything, and he reminds me, because they're the same person, John Terry. Chelsea look organized now. There's no egos now. It's real now. Chelsea are a football club and a team now because they've got that guy. PSG don't. You can't have Marquinhos as the captain. I was looking that up. Folks, I want to tell you something that happened to Man United and PSG at the very same time. It looks on the surface, it's kind of like eating chocolate fudge, right? It feels good at the time, but it's actually terrible for you. Leo Messi's made PSG worse. He's made their situation worse, not because he's of the playing quality. Is they don't have anybody to keep a lid on it. When was Leo Messi at his best? It's been awful with Argentina. Stop telling me about Copa America. Leo Messi's not a captain. Come on, let's be honest. He's not a natural leader. When did it work at Barcelona? When Carlos Puyol was there to look after it. Because when Leo Messi was captain, what happened? All right, the club was a mess, but actually his performance tailed off as well. Because he doesn't want to do that. Carlos Puyol keeps a lid on Leo Messi himself. Xavi kept a lid on Leo Messi himself. There's no one to do it at PSG. The whole thing's a circus now, and now the Neymar thing is unhinged, and now we can see Kylian Mbappe saying, I want to get out of here. There's a reason for that. There's no adult in the room. There isn't... Sorry, I love Sergio Ramos, but he's not Thiago Silva. In terms of that leadership thing, I'm sorry. I love Ramos, probably the best centre-back of this generation, but he's not Thiago Silva. He's not that thing. He's not that guy. And I do love Sergio Ramos, but there is a different level when you talk about executive, and PSG don't have that. And for me, it is going to be a problem. PSG are worse now. Let me tell you some problems they have. Like, why do you have Navas and Donnarumma? You got Danilo, Herrera, Verratti, Idrissa Gueye, and Gini Wijnaldum. Like, this Gini Wijnaldum comment came out, right? And I thought to myself, of course this is going to happen. Like, of course this is going to happen. And James, we got that graphic with Gini Wijnaldum. Like when he said this, I thought to myself, of course this was going to happen to him. Like, I don't know where he was going, but I understand going for the money, right? He said, to be honest, I can't say I'm completely happy because the situation is not what I wanted. Sometimes if you don't play, it's worrying. And nobody could answer this question before. You're not going to tell me Gini Wijnaldum's any better than Idrissa Gueye. And I said, Idrissa Gueye is not even playing full time. Where's this guy going to play?
Honestly.
Like that was my first question was...
Honestly.
They've got Verratti as well.
Verratti, Ander Herrera.
Who's brilliant.
Paredes.
Dude, I was looking at the team. But where's Paredes supposed to play?
Sabaria. But it's too much, dude. It's too much.
And Paredes is excellent.
Di Maria.
And now who's going to look after all of these people? You think Donnarumma doesn't have an ego?
Of course he does.
Leo Messi is not a captain. And Sergio Ramos is tired now. Nobody cares about Sergio Ramos at PSG.
That's true.
Like, nobody cares who you are.
Just another guy, bro.
At Real Madrid, okay, fine. You got all the respect. You're that guy. You've been here since 19. You're the golden child. Here, what's he going to tell Di Maria? What's he going to tell Draxler? Say, who are you, bro?
Oh, there's Draxler.
Who just signed a new deal for whatever reason.
Oh, my goodness.
So this thing's a mess because brilliant people need to be looked after. If you don't look after talent, it spews over and it gets ugly.
Yeah.
Because every guy in that PSG change room, because I bet you right now, Hakimi will tell you, it's me. Don't tell me about Leo Messi. Did you see me last year when we won the league?
I'm it, my man. It's too much. That's what I said. It's too much.
And now no captain. Who's it? Marquinhos. What's Kimpembe? Is Kimpembe going to tell Leo Messi, no, you're not the penalty taker?
Track back, imagine.
No, you're not the penalty taker. Kylian is.
Listen to this guy. They'll say, listen to this guy.
But you need that, right? I don't know of any team that's been extremely successful.
If there's no alpha dog.
So Sergio Ramos was that for that great Real Madrid team. Barcelona actually hit the jackpot. They went straight from Carles Puyol straight into Xavi.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. Ask Man United what happened.
It falls apart.
Because it went Roy Keane and then it was like, oh! And then Vidic, luckily.
Yeah.
3 years, it was 3 or 4 years later, you got Vidic. You know what I mean? I love Rio Ferdinand, but he wasn't Vidic. You know what I mean? So Chelsea struggled. John Terry retired. Where's Chelsea been? Okay, it took us Spilicueta. Now he's kind of...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's
but
established it.
There was a vacuum. Look at Chelsea. They haven't won a Premier League in 4 years.
Arsenal know all about it.
Patrick Vieira left. It's never been the same. So this idea that you can just pick up and go and buy everyone... And it's something brilliant that Man City did. Vincent Kompany was taken early. That's leadership.
Yes.
Leadership.
Cum laude.
Cum laude. Now, when we talk about legendary, he's a legendary guy.
Absolutely.
I don't know. PSG's not going to work until they
sort that nonsense out.
But I don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are.
No. I feel the same sentiment as you. Now, this is why I feel sorry for Poch. Like, he always gets into these situations, and now he's going to get himself fired.
Yeah. Hey, Pochettino, maybe Newcastle. What are we thinking there? You said it yesterday, I think.
Yeah, it could happen when he gets fired.
When? What do you reckon? By the end of the year?
Yeah.
When does he get fired? If they don't...
If they don't finish first in their group in Champions League.
Oh, really? So even if they finish second? Who's the next manager?
Zidane.
It's made for him. It's made for him, isn't it? Zinedine Zidane. Will he betray Real Madrid like that, though? Because they're going to feel some kind of...
Oh, no. But he's got ties to Marseille.
That's also tough. What does he do there? See, now... Oh. Hey, but he's got to do it for the money. Listen, hey...
Leave the romance
Frank
out.
Lampard when he played for Man City, You know what I mean?
True that.
So let's not... Please, do me a favor. I think we're thinking of loyalty like back in the day.
Yeah.
It's over now. It's over now. You know what I mean? People are leaving clubs now. Mo Salah doesn't care. Play for Chelsea. I don't care. I'm going to go be a Liverpool legend. Kevin De Bruyne played for Chelsea. You guys said no. I'm at Man City. I don't care. Carlos Tevez. I don't care.
Robin van Persie.
There we go. Sami Nasri. So that's gone now. Although is Zidane like a cult figure at Marseille? He is.
He has to be.
And you know what? Zinedine Zidane's such an interesting figure. Because he's been so great for so long, and with greatness, you never talk about the identity politic. I don't think, like with Mo Salah, it's clear that guy's Arabic. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think people are aware of what Zinedine Zidane means to the Arabic community.
Yeah, it's a
like,
lot.
because he was always just the goal, like, oh my God, that guy's just unbelievable. It doesn't matter. He could be from Taiwan, we wouldn't care. Like, look how good he is. So you never talk about the fact that he's a cult figure in Arabic culture. And it's difficult to explain to people the dynamics as well about down south and versus the city of Paris. Is that he is such a... I don't know if you've been to Marseille.
No.
There are murals of him
They have to be, dude.
everywhere. He is a living god in Marseille.
Sure.
He takes the PSG job.
Oh, wow.
That changes things.
Big time.
That changes things. And it is for... So that's a great point. But he takes it. You have to take it. Senzo, if they come to you and they say 10 million a year, like, I love Zidane,
And
but
that's the Champions League.
he has to. But what you have to do for that kind of suffering, I want 50 million upfront. Find a way, like
Make it happen.
I want guaranteed 50 million escrow account, because he's going to suffer a social loss, right? It's
gonna be eating at him.
Yeah. Zinedine Zidane, huh? Absolutely incredible. All right. I don't think it's going to work. PSG, that ain't going to work. And you know how I know it's not going to work?
Mm-hmm.
I think of all these new kids, the one who's most serious about football is Mbappe. Like, I really like how, you know, even if it is just a PR thing that he's got going, then I respect him even more, because he's got the seichel, as they say.
Yeah.
He's got the wherewithal to go, my PR must look like I care about football, right? And that means he's switched on. That means he's self-aware.
He's about it, yeah.
And he's, what is he, 22?
Yeah.
I love that. And what it's telling you is, you know why he wants out? I want to play football. This is a circus. I want to play football. This is crazy what's happening here.
It's asinine, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that tells me, when adults want to get out of the room, then I know there's something wrong with that company, that place.
Yeah.
Kylian Mbappe is the one person currently at PSG that I think is an adult. Like, that just cares about football, and that tells me the rest of it. Because he doesn't need it. I'm trying to get good at football. I don't need all of this. And I'm happy for him. I like Kylian Mbappe. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I should go for it.
Real Madrid, huh? Newcastle? Ooh.
Nah.
Ooh, okay, you're Kylian Mbappe. Let's do it. If Newcastle offer you 3 times what you will get at Real Madrid, you're Kylian Mbappe, you've won World Cups. The one thing that's missing is Champions League.
No.
Miss me with that.
Miss me.
Really, hey? 3 times. If I offer you £700,000 a week.
My dream is to play for Madrid.
That's what is that the... In Hispanic culture, is that like with... Do you get a Catholic Church Bible, right? With that you get a...
My dream is to play for Madrid.
Standard. Do they teach every Brazilian Spanish guy to say that? Brazilian and Spanish guy to say...
My dream is to play for Madrid.
That's the Portuguese guys, eh?
Iberian.
Iberian guys, eh? What, so, Cristiano, why are you moving to Real?
Got my dream to play for Madrid. What about the fans? I'm also the fans. But my dream is to play for Madrid.
Simple. That's awesome. All right, man, that is awesome. Now, folks, before we go to a break, a guy called James Ilsley is currently enjoying his life. So, Senzo, I don't know if you saw this morning.
You told me you couldn't breathe.
He couldn't breathe. What, at gym?
Yeah.
But you know what gym guys always do? Or like people who work out as well. So like I don't get it. But they can't wait to tell you, oh, bro, can't feel my arms. Say, why? So I was doing arms. I was pumping it at the gym today, bro. So James is becoming that guy now. I don't know if you heard him this morning saying, I mean, he's sending me all the... Because what happens with people that do something? It's almost like loud people at the office always want you to ask, what's happening?
Honestly, bro.
What happened? So James is giving me the big, oh, it's going to take me forever to walk to the studio. I'm like, so I ignored the bait. Like, I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna, like, because if I ask him now, he's like, oh, you should have seen all the exercise at the gym. And like, okay, pal, I don't need it. You know, I got a show to do. That's content, what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I don't need to get involved now. So James is giving me the big one. Did he tell you I saw his arms all back hard today?
Told me that he couldn't breathe. His chest was on fire.
When, at the gym?
Yeah. No, well, he told me he ran like 100 miles.
What, 100 miles this morning? He's done well. Really? He's like, oh my God. And you know, James is...
Can't breathe. Can't walk.
Dude, so, dude, it was just so hectic. You know how James says, yo, dude, it was just so,
Vibes are finished, my man.
It's over now.
Pay deal.
Because everyone thinks they can talk. Until it's time.
To do.
All right, Jimbo, listen, this thing's real. Exercise isn't play. You can't do it on Instagram, Chief. A lot of people want to do it on Instagram. Exercise is real life all the time, and it's real people. James, I just want to say to you, because I want to show people this video from this morning where James was, James, oak was dong, bro. The oak was dong. Like, it was tough. It was rough out there. But if you don't know, let me give you some context. So James, a couple of weeks ago, if you are just joining us, remember to like, share, subscribe. If you're on the tubes, please do subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, the greatest sports show of all time. But James, over the last 6 months, actually maybe 3 months, I've seen James trying to change his eating habits. A lot of people say I'm bullying him and I body shame him, and I'm not emotionally there for him, whatever. I'm not supposed to be so mean. So my cousin says I'm very mean to James and whatever, and I'm like, okay, well, whatever. He's a grown-up. He must get with it, right? So slowly but surely, eventually James has stopped eating muffins for breakfast with like a Red Bull or whatever he used to have. I mean, it's just insane things to be having for breakfast if you actually want to have a normal day. And slowly but surely, I saw James turning it around. It eventually was these wraps that he'd put in the microwave, and they just stink the whole room out. At Woolworths, I think he was getting these wraps. And then eventually that stopped, and James was starting to bring fruit. And I was like, what's going on here now? And James was turning it around. So eventually we decided James is going to train with a physiologist and maybe change his life. Maybe not, by the way. Like, I'm also open. You got to be open to outcomes. Is that James, maybe he changes his life, maybe he doesn't. But if you don't know, James is locked into a massive financial, and I think this might actually affect things because we're really close to December as well, is he's locked himself into a situation where, the thing about James is this: he's not really what you'd call a details guy. If he likes the idea, James will go with it. And what happened was, I said, James, I will pay for 12 sessions, little bit of social pressure here, a little bit of peer pressure. I said, James, I will pay for 12 sessions. So that is a month's training, right? I will pay for 3 sessions a week because I could see that James wants to turn it around. And my thing is, if you're invested, I'll be invested. And I could see James slowly but surely trying to turn his life around. I thought, let me jump on board. James is my guy. He's a great guy. But then James didn't realize what it cost. I think slowly but surely it's going to be revealed to James, and I don't know if it has been revealed, what it would cost to him to actually not go for one session. So I'll accept, hey, a family bereavement, a whatever, but I'm not accepting any other reason. If James misses a single session, folks, I don't care if it's the 11th session, he has to pay me back the full amount, right? He has to pay me back the full amount. I don't want to hear excuses. So maybe that's an incentive for him because James does enjoy his money. But also, it's going to be December very soon. He does have a girlfriend. Probably going to need to buy her a nice Christmas present now that he's got a job, like a full-time job. So James was at the gym, started yesterday, but today was actually day one. Jimbo, take us through it, pal. Obviously vlogging it, being that guy, looking for striations, probably the guy in the mirror by himself, half an hour looking to see if that tries popping. Jimbo, take us through it, pal.
I genuinely wanted to film some content this morning. But I couldn't breathe.
Oh my god. My god.
Yeah, back Congo.
Oh, Suiba China. Okay, let's hear it, James. Oh, okay.
No, that was it. I just couldn't breathe.
All right, but let's see the video. Do we have the video of you? Hey, James, because you got to be this guy now. You got to be the juice guy. Hey, James, you got that video of you getting it, boy. Getting it. Jay, this is James getting it at the gym. Straight up. Hey, James, you and Floyd Mayweather. Light work for 10 million. Light work. All right, James, show us you getting it.
So I have 2 videos, right?
Oh, okay. Take us through it. I'd like some commentary, some context, what was happening.
Okay. So
maybe you run the videos, and while you're running them, you're talking us through the videos.
I want to do that, but I just don't know what the levels are like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you real quick about the first video.
Cool.
Okay. So this was 2 minutes in.
This is terrible framing, by the way, where we can, like, you're chopping yourself off. I mean, can we not move that camera higher? It's incredible stuff. We are actually in we live in this industry. Yeah, now but you can't bend down because it's bad for your health. So
I can't. That's bad for my posture.
You got other people in there that can maybe get a higher stand or something like that. It's fine. Carry on, James, with the terrible framing while the guys fix it. Tell us about the first video.
So, the first video.
Well,
was,
we got to see you. We're a visual show. Even though, there it is. Look at that incredible hair by James. Is it getting too long? Potentially. Should he get a haircut? Absolutely. Should he maybe get a hair? Maybe think about my hair person doesn't need to live in Devilsdorp, and so it's a mission for me to get a haircut. Just get somebody in the northern suburbs to cut your hair. Should James do that? I don't know. He's on a whole other journey. Maybe it's about one thing at a time. Jimbo, talk us through the first video, pal. Oh.
Are we going to get to these videos?
Oh, I've got to give people a full context, and maybe you should get a haircut. The hair does look, James, in fairness though, now that I've seen the hair, because you've actually fixed the framing, which you should have done before the show, because you are in the business, particularly of having gone to AFTA, when you need to edit, you should know how to frame people. But, as you turn around, James, are you joking? That hair is incredible.
What?
It is incredible. As you do that side shot at the, oh my word, this guy is taking too long to get to it. Once you turn towards Ryan there, looked like you were going to make out a little bit, but you weren't actually going to make out. The hair, the flow, James. Let's see it again in black and white. Let's bring James on screen. The hair there, that one there. Look at that hair. Incredible, James. Jimbo, take it away with that Rapunzel hair. Talk to me about the first video.
Okay, so 3 hours later and we're still on the same video. So we did a whole bunch of other stuff before I was on the treadmill, but Brad said to me, cool, so we're going to run on the treadmill. And I was like, yay, that's actually fun, because I enjoy running on the treadmill. And then he was like, we're going to do 12 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, that sounds less fun.
Yeah.
So this first video is 2 minutes in, like 2.5 minutes into the run.
Cool.
When things were already less fun.
2 minutes in. All right, here we go. We got James Jimbo Ilsley. Boy. Oof. A little bit of a heel strike there, James. Not great running technique.
It's only been 2.5 minutes.
So there it is again. Leave it running there, James. Now I can talk over it. The voice in the back, of course, Brad Phillips. He joins us every single Monday. James, I don't know why you're wearing the cap. You're not supposed to be vibes in there. You're supposed to actually be in there getting it. So you don't need the cap to look cool. You don't really need it. It's actually getting in the way. You don't need to have the hair looking good. It doesn't really matter. Oh, but those shoes. Jimbo, talk us through the new shoes. Those kicks look brand new. Have you now gone and purchased brand new shoes? It's been 2 minutes. James looks like he wants to fall over and crawl into a coffin there, Jimbo. All right, Jimbo, we can stop the video now. It looks incredible. That's James. Lots of heel strikes. We're going to work on that running technique. Right, Jimbo. The hat, that's going to have to go, pal. We can't keep going with that. You look like a guy who's a surfer who's trying to transition to gym.
No, the hat was only a thing this morning. So it wasn't a thing yesterday, but it was only a thing this morning because my hair was just all over the place.
Doesn't matter. You're in the gym, bro. You're getting it. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. You're not there you're not going on a date. You're already with a beautiful lady. Don't worry about it. Get the hair, get the cap off. Let's get that natural hair and let's get it. Now, Jimbo, talk to me about the new shoes there, because that looks like new swag. Are those brand new shoes? What are we doing there?
Those are brand new shoes. I'm way too embarrassed to tell anyone how much I spent on them.
It's an investment. It's an investment.
True.
It's an investment. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not like you're Ryan who wants to get a mask that's got aircon and can fly you to the moon. It's useless. It's just like keeping COVID out.
True.
You don't need a mask with aircon. I think yours is an investment, unlike Senzo, what do they call it? A depreciating asset. Or what would be a liability? Yeah, which is what that'd be as soon as... Ryan's mask would be like a car, right? Once you drive it off the lot, it loses about 40% of its value immediately. It would be very cool for 1 second, Will.i.am's mask. Jimbo, an investment. If you're going to get it, you got to be as comfortable. You need the right gear so you don't injure your Achilles tendon. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're going to get it, you got to invest. And I did, and I bought some new shoes. And they're very comfortable, actually.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So, are we going on to video number 2 now?
We can do, but when are you doing the obviously the douchebag influencer thing of take a photo with the shoes and new shoe? Who this?
I was dying way too much this morning to care about anything that was happening around me.
Oh, I should have done an unboxing.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, like, oh my god, like, what have I got? Like that annoying voice. All right, Jimbo, let's go to the second.
Welcome back to my channel.
Yeah. Hey guys, remember to like, share, subscribe, and then oh my god, hey guys, I just think Oh, what is it? It's like they sponsor you. We know this now. It's not authentic.
We can also see that you've opened the box.
Yeah.
We know exactly what's in there.
No, you're right. It was clearly wrapped. Like, what did they do? Send you the box just like that? Did the guy pitch up with an open box? I mean, friggin' hell. All right, Jimbo, video number 2.
Okay,
I mean,
so I just saw a comment from Umbelelo in the live chat, and he said James watching the Bafana game on the treadmill. So Brad actually, this was probably, the video was taken just after he had put the Bafana game on. And he was like, let's put on the Bafana game while you run. And I was like, okay. So, and then like after the video, there was a point where I was like, I actually don't care what's happening in this game. I really don't at all. And Brad was like, that's a really good goal. And I was like, I don't care. I'm busy dying.
Oh, okay. So it's not that you don't care what's happening. It's that at the moment you want to try and stay alive due to, like, okay, I see what you're saying. So it's actually not that you didn't care. It's that all you could care about was staying alive at the time.
Exactly. My priorities were...
Because you were dying.
Exactly. I was dying. So video number 2.
Life so short.
I can't remember how long into the run this was.
Okay.
But this is video number 2.
Alrighty. Let's see video number 2. That's a water bottle, obviously from Woolworths, James. I mean, just because he's getting it doesn't mean he's going to drop his standards. Oh, no. Look at that.
I was genuine. Here, dead. Just finished.
Oh, and it's 7 minutes in. So, for those who are listening to the podcast, James is doing the classic. He's lost complete form. He's doing my arms are all over the place. Remember, you want to have those at 90 degrees actually for good running technique. 7 minutes and 25 seconds in. He's only done 1.1 kilometers. And James, that's getting it, baby. But James, all right, let's play that again. I want to get the audio from Brad at the back.
Pushing him.
Yeah, because
revving him.
You know what trainers love is to just see people dying. I mean,
suffer.
Yeah, no, Brad does enjoy weirdly when I'm suffering and breaking. So, so if you didn't get that, Brad is very cheerily saying, "This is what death looks like." MKT, obviously sending me a message. James, congratulations for dying a little bit like Jesus. You died and then came back to us as a producer extraordinaire.
My body hurts.
Right now, are you feeling it right now, Jimbo?
So genuinely, when we were done with the workout and I went to the bathroom to go shower and stuff, I, for real, sat on the bench in the bathroom.
Yeah.
After my shower, in my towel, and I knew I had to like start getting ready to come here.
Yeah.
Because I have other things to do.
Sure.
I sat in the bathroom in my towel for about 15, 20 minutes just staring at the lockers.
Really?
I was in so much pain and I couldn't... Dude, I genuinely couldn't breathe. It was so bad.
Jimbo,
But here we are. I'm proud of myself.
Very.
Brad
I mean,
said,
yeah.
Let's do 12 minutes. And I was like, I don't want to do that. That's not going to work for a person that hasn't trained in 2 years. I did 12 minutes.
No, it's incredible. So I mean, you also got to take us into it. Obviously, some people might think, oh, James, that's all you did, 12 minutes, not that bad. No, because I know what Brad does is you guys went through a whole workout routine for 45 minutes probably.
Yeah, so there was a whole bunch of stuff beforehand, which wasn't super exhausting, but it like already does get your body like tired, if I can say.
No, I think what you wouldn't realize is that actually because he works on sort of specific areas, he's trying to get your stabilizers and sorts of things, firing. You might get the glutes firing for other types of exercise. I'm terrible at that. I'm very quad dependent, not very good for running. But for you is you don't realize when he's targeting certain areas, it doesn't feel like they're tight, but they are working. And I'm sure you felt that on the bench as you were sitting there contemplating, what have I done? Did I just spend my entire girlfriend's birthday present allocation on these shoes for nothing?
He was doing a thing where he was stretching out, I think it was like my hamstrings.
Yeah.
Or my thighs.
Yeah.
And he was doing this thing where I was lying down and he was doing a whole thingy-mabob.
Yeah.
And I've never felt a muscle pull so tensely in my entire life.
Boy, oh boy. When is the third one? When do we...
Friday morning.
Friday. 2 mornings away. James, you're going to have to do some meditating tonight. Probably going to have to buy a roller That's something that you probably don't know about. You do need a roller. Roll those bad boys out. Probably going to need a yoga mat or some sort of mat because you can't actually sit on the floor for too long. You know what sore muscles hate? Hard surfaces. You're going to have to get an exercise mat of sorts because boy, oh boy, tomorrow morning is going to be incredibly interesting. You're probably going to need some CBD oil as well, James. Tonight is going to be incredible stuff for you when you've got that involuntary muscle spasm at about 3:15 in the AMs. It's going to be incredible.
I sent Brad a message this morning.
Yeah.
And I said, my calf literally started spasming as I said goodbye to Brad and walked towards the bathrooms. My calf started spasming. And I was like, there's no way this is happening.
Yeah.
So I think, I don't think I'm going to need any of those things you mentioned, but what I will need is the strength of 1,000 gods.
So, James, I know you think you won't need the things that I've said. I have walked this path before. I would highly recommend you get yourself an exercise mat, and you're going to have to do a little something called stretching. And probably around week 3, you're going to want to get a roller. Trust me. And I know it sounds crazy now, but and I know you don't listen to me. So I am in Cape Town this weekend. Let's see. I may see Tony McCann while I'm down there. I'll see if she can send you a message. Because you're obviously not going to listen to me. And Senzo, we know how it goes when Tony talks.
The boys listen.
You know what I'm saying? Well, in particular, this guy. James. And I'm not saying why he listens, but because she's wise, you know? Yeah, so she is wise, you know what I'm saying?
So, yeah.
What do you think of James getting it out there? Light work?
Nah. What starts in pain? No gain, my boy. No pain, no gain. But you'll feel better. You'll get used to it. They're putting you through your pace. You'll get used to it.
Yeah, you'll be all right, eh?
I can't wait for you to be Dak, boy.
Yeah.
With the 25 pack. Oh, it's over. Oh.
James is that guy.
It's over for us. No, he's turning into the guy that he doesn't become. Good.
How long do we give him before he's the guy arriving at work with the shake? With the shaker?
2 months.
2 months, eh? You reckon after this, he obviously puts his own, he stays with Brad, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
2 months. Yo, guys, you really got to try this. Like, geez, I can't take my pre-workout too early, bro. Because I'm like, what's that? Why, James? I can't sleep, man. I can't sleep. That thing's just hectic. It's like jet fuel.
You see now? You don't know what you've done.
Jimbo, get him. Get him, Jimbo. Got him. Got him.
It was actually going to be... you guys are going to laugh. It was actually supposed to be today that I was going to come with the shake thingy for like recovery stuff, but I forgot to ask Brad what recovery stuff I need.
Okay, so now...
So it'll probably be Friday is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. Now you're going to text him afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, how do I refuel?
Yeah. What can I use to like replenish the muscle, bro?
There it is, but there it is. I mean, he's more of a physiologist. He'll care more about the actual system than the sort of skeletal muscles. But listen, James... Listen, be that out, bro. And let me give you the correct terminology so you don't make yourself look like a fool because you're representing the show, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sorry, that's my bad.
Refuel. What are the best steps to refuel, Brad?
Is it refuel? Refuel. Huh?
Yeah. Keep it short, keep it sweet.
I had a green juice this morning.
Boy, oh boy. All right. I think that's our time to go to a break. Ladies and gentlemen, James is now going to be evolving. And it's hard for us as the people who have to deal with him at work. But you know what's nice about that is we can get rid of him. Boy, oh boy, there are family members, there are girlfriends who just can't push James away. You know what I mean? Like, I don't see James for 16 hours. That's the nice part about him becoming a gym douchebag is, can you imagine his girlfriend's life on the weekends now? Like, babe, what do you think of my striations here? Hey? Like, my quad, what do you think? Look at that. Look at the V. Oh, look. And now he's on green juice. This is 2 days in.
It's late for us.
It's 2 days in. James on green. Get him, Jimbo. Light work. He's on the green juice. Man them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a break. Coming up after this, Senzo's going to tell us what's happening on the most reliable place in the world. It's called social media, the MKT Show. Striations on the arms. Tell me.
What are you gonna do?
Gym oaks, bro.
Getting decked, bro.
No, but oaks at the gym are hectic.
Sculpting, bro.
I know some guys, like, you know when it's gone too far? When guys have to bring their own, like, chicken to like a social setting.
Get
Like,
the hell out of here.
Yeah, he's got his own Tupperware. Yeah, with chicken. Oh, what's that, bro? No, I only eat clean chicken. Yeah. He's got his protein shake. I wonder if James is very capable of being that guy because he's super impressionable as well. Like, I'm seeing James being the guy in about, give it 3 months, where he's eating only clean chicken. He's bringing it to the office.
And broccoli.
I don't spice it, bro. I don't even spice it. It's not good for you.
Imagine.
This is the same guy who's eating like muffins like every day.
this guy.
It's going to be incredible. It's going to be awesome. And I'm here for it. I support James going, I'm now living that life. You guys are going to know all about it.
I'm about it now.
About it. All right. Senzo, tell you what's about it is the social media. What you got for us, pal?
So, I don't know if you watched the England game yesterday.
I did not.
So, the Hungarian friends, they're out of control.
Yeah, what's the story?
They're fighting with the police.
Well, maybe the police are gay. You know, they don't like gay people in Hungary.
Like around-
the law says no gay people here.
Look at that. Around 800 Hungary fans are in the stadium for the World Cup qualifier clash with England. And they just fought with police.
Well, was it at Wembley?
Yeah.
Oh, my word.
Are they Hungary or are they from Hungary?
Either way, they were hungry for a fight.
Now, James, you probably won't get this. Is the British police or the old Bobby? You know what they're thinking, James?
Blimey, those Hungarians.
Yes, yeah, yes, for one. But they're also probably thinking, man, these guys are annoying. They are a real Buddha pest.
That I can endorse.
That was good.
Alrighty.
But like these guys, they must stop like letting these guys play football.
Hungary.
They can't behave themselves. Well, guilty by association. They would just talk to your boys. Out.
No, but you have to. Like, you know what? The only way to do it is to punish them with points. It's the only way to get fans
No,
to
you guys
stop.
aren't playing any tournament. Sort your nonsense out.
Like
Cheers.
they did to England.
Cheers.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, like Hungary right now is going through the most, just as a country, right? Is obviously the law, and they're doing too much. Do less.
Now they're going around clapping other people's police.
In their country.
With Trotelela. This is nonsense.
Incredible. Hungary, you know, like as a country right now, brand Hungary not doing great. I mean, gay people obviously can't live there, or they will be absolutely chastised. And then you go to another country and you beat up their police. Incredible scenes. And I mean, not good. All right, what else we got? I mean, the Hungarians, I'm done with them for now. No, I mean, listen, I do know a couple of nice Hungarian people, but do me
So last night, Cristiano Ronaldo scored a hat-trick for Portugal.
Okay.
They were playing Luxembourg. And there's a tweet that says that was his 52nd goal in his last 51 games for his country.
That is insane. A guy called Piers Morgan, who I think has got a new show. Obviously, they try to cancel Piers, but he is brilliant at what he does. Whether you like him or hate him, Piers will always have a job. Pure genius, Piers Morgan. I'm not the biggest fan, but I do acknowledge greatness is greatness. Cristiano Ronaldo just scored his 113th goal for Portugal. That's his 52nd in his last 51 games. Incredible.
That's ridiculous, dude.
I mean, in fairness, though, international football's a bit of a joke. Like, I mean, most of those teams, like, who did they play last night?
They played Luxembourg.
I mean, they're a bunch of CAs, aren't they? A bunch of chartered investment bankers.
Yeah, exactly.
In the team. But hey, listen, numbers are numbers. Cristiano Ronaldo, all-time GOAT, isn't he?
Yeah, well.
Ronaldo, he's doing it. CR7, shout out. Incredible. I mean, wow. Just wow, that guy.
That guy's a machine.
Just wow.
10th international hat-trick as well.
Most ever. Who's got the most ever?
Ronaldo now.
CR7, huh? What a guy. What a dude.
115 goals for Portugal in 182 games.
Well, some guy, Cristiano Ronaldo. Still scoring hat-tricks at the age of like 47.
A million, yeah. At the age of a million.
Incredible. I mean, he's someone's grandfather. He's old enough to be someone's grandfather.
Forever young.
Yeah. No, shout out CR7. What else we got, Pop?
So, you know the rapper Tiger?
Is he part of Young Money, Young Moolah, baby?
Yeah. Yesterday he was arrested in LA and booked for felony domestic violence.
No. What happened?
He hit his girlfriend. Well,
No, man.
Well, allegedly.
Yeah, well, at this stage. But wait, was he arrested or prosecuted?
No, they arrested him.
This is terrible. Tiger, why did you do this? Wasn't he married to a very famous lady before?
He was with a Kardashian.
So it wasn't. Was it her?
No, it wasn't her. It was the lady after her.
All right, Complex. Shout out at Complex going. Tiger arrested in LA and booked for felony and domestic violence. Tiger's ex-girlfriend Cameron Swanson accuses rapper of domestic violence. Tiger's ex-girlfriend Cameron Swanson accused the rapper of getting physical with her and reportedly filed a felony domestic violence report with the police. I mean, look, the horrible thing about this, and you know, especially now, we just want everything to go away. It's just always going to be a part of society. Like, to make society work, you don't need everyone to be on the same page. You need most people to be. And we need to continue to be revolted by this, in my opinion. But it just sucks to have to say this. It's always going to be in our society. There are just intrinsically...
They're crazy people.
And you know what? You want to... I hesitate to call people bad people because there are bad people. But there are always going to be those people in our society who do things that revolt us. It's just... We're human beings. We are broken.
That's how it is, yeah.
But this is terrible.
Yeah.
If true, this is not excusable. Like, I'm having none of it. And you know what? I always want to be careful around this subject because I never want to be that person of, I'll never do it. Like, every guy thinks they're perfect. It's like, I hope to high hell that I'm never that guy because it shatters lives.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, what it does, and if you have children, like, the cycle won't stop because they'll think, okay, this is normal behavior.
When you, like you say, I mean, you abuse, I don't know if this woman is, but you know why it shatters lives? is when you abuse a lady or a guy, is that the family, what about their mother, their father, their best friends?
There are a lot of people involved. Like it's
you are shattering entire social networks. It's not just that victim. Yes, they bear the physical brunt.
True.
It's when you're disgusting to people, you must remember the ripple effect. You don't know what's behind that.
Sure.
If she has children, you've shattered the next generation.
That's very true.
So, you know what I hope? I hope it was a terrible fight.
Yeah.
And this didn't happen. Like, you know what, couples, sometimes it can get heated.
Sure.
And I hope it got physical in a sense where they were on each other, but there was no beating. Like, I hope Tahayal, this isn't true. I don't know him. I don't really listen to his music, but I just know kind of who he is. And it's awful. It is awful. And I hope it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I really do. Yeah, it's terrible. All right, what else you got going there,
I
Sam?
just saw something from Fabrizio now, 3 minutes ago. Barcelona have reached total agreement with Pedri to extend his contract until 2026. Here we go. New deal to be signed in the next hour/days.
Yeah.
Final clause agreed and fixed too. They say new clause for Pedri will be at 1 billion euros.
2026. Why would Pedri sign that deal?
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense.
Unless there's a gun to his head. They said, listen here,
Yeah.
Chief, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You're going to sign this thing.
Okay, terrible deal for Pedri.
No, it makes absolutely no sense.
Like, I love Barcelona, and again, I think we'll talk about Cristiano Ronaldo on the other side, but when we come back, I'll tell you why that's a bad decision by Pedri. We'll come back to that. Folks, we're going to go to a quick break, and then we will finish off talking about Cristiano Ronaldo and his return to United. And now that breaking news, Pedri signing a new deal at Barcelona. I'll give you my thoughts, and we'll get Senzo's thoughts on the other side. You did it. You did it. Yeah, I'm saying.
We've transcended, dog.
This is a good way to live, hey?
It's a great way to live.
This is a good way to live. All right, let's get straight to it. I want to keep talking about Pedri and what he's done. Is I don't get it. Why do footballers... Is it about the romance of being from Barcelona? And, I've read so many books about Barcelona and what it means. All right, before I get back to that, is a guy called Fabrizio Romano, the only man that people trust more than their own mother and girlfriend. Fabrizio Romano. Before I read this tweet, I just want to say I hope he hasn't written it himself, because his English is unbelievably questionable. And as a man whose English is my third language, I always triple check myself when sending stuff. I mean, sometimes obviously I forget. But I hope he, with all the money he's made, I hope he's obviously had someone edit it. I mean, Senzo, what are we still doing?
Nah, but Fabrizio wants to give it to you hot, man.
Oh, like that. Yeah, no, that's true.
Authentic.
All right, Fabrizio Romano on Twitter says, Barcelona have reached, again, it should be a total agreement. Fabrizio says, Barcelona have reached a total agreement with Pedri to extend his contract until June 2026. Here we go. New deal to be signed in the next few hours, days. Now, that's quite a disparity. I mean, hours, it could be 3, days could be 2, which is 48. I mean, but shout out to Fabrizio again, just freestyling it. Final clauses agreed and fixed too. There's a star and Now, Pedri's not going to love this because that's just the Spanish flag. Pedri's probably going home and saying, hey, where's the Catalan flag? I'm actually
Wants to
from
give it to you hot.
Lamsan.
Fabrizio wants to give
Oh,
it
just
to you
hot.
hot.
No accuracy. We'll deal with the accuracy later. Very, very true. New release clause for Pedri will be 1 billion euros. There's a handshake emoji. Hashtag Pedri. Incredible stuff.
Why would he do that, though? That's ridiculous.
I don't get it. Why is he signing a new deal with the Ponzi scheme? We now know that Barcelona are a lie. And now my man signed. But be honest with me. You know, and you get in South Africa a lot. Where, like, I'll say to South Africans, I don't watch Bafana Bafana anymore. I don't watch PSL. Like, it sucks. Okay? And people will come to me and go, you're not a real South African. You know, like, is it just that thing of, do you need to be in love with where you're from? And I get the connection because I am very connected to South African people. But why is it, who's advising this guy?
I don't know, bro. Like, I'm shocked.
Maybe he doesn't have social media. Maybe he hasn't been watching that Barcelona or a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, maybe they're telling him, no, it's going to be right.
We've got the loan now. It's grand. We're going to, I know how they've sold him. You know what they did? I know what happened. Xavi came back on a holiday.
Yeah.
And they took him to dinner with Xavi. And they said, and Xavi,
he's on board.
Bring a number 6. Bring a number 6 with your shirt. And then we'll bring a 6 with Pedri's name on the back. Bring it to supper. And then you know what we'll do? We'll give it to the waiter. And then when you guys are having dessert, you know what we'll do? We'll bring the 2 number 6 jerseys. And then boom.
That's a wrap.
That's what they've done.
They sold them on romance.
Because it's crazy.
It's like it's diabolical, bro.
You know what this is like? This is exactly this situation. You ever seen a guy who finds his girlfriend cheating on him? We all know now that it's happening. He finds out, I'm crying, this broken heart. 2 weeks later, back with her. That's what this is. That's what he's done. Is Chief, you've seen what Barcelona are. No, I'm staying. We'll fix it.
Yeah.
He's one of the most precocious talents in world football.
So, yeah. I hope they don't do the same to Gavi.
Who's the kid that left? Chevy Simmons. Where was he? Was he always he was from Barcelona, wasn't he? Because he's at PSG now.
I don't know, but I must find out. But like, this is.
Yeah, I don't know. James, what you got there?
I could be wrong, but Chevy Simmons was an Ajax player, if I'm not mistaken, and then he went to Barca, and then
he's at PSG now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the incredible hair. So Chevy Simmons is a guy who said, no ways. No, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to go to PSG and get all of the money as like a 12-year-old. By the way, big time talent. And so whoever Chevy Simmons' agent is, Harry Kane and Pedri need the same agent.
You know what's really scary is like I would watch videos of Chevy Simmons all the time, like when he was a youngster, right? And him like turning players inside out.
Yeah.
And then I think it was probably a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I saw that he had transferred to PSG. And I was like, this is the same kid that was like 12 2 days ago.
Yeah, it means you're getting old.
I know, I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate every second.
No, you are aging. And I mean, you're already needing to go on a life-changing health drive. Imagine how old you are now. It's wild, isn't it, James? What next? I mean, you can be complaining about, hey, you kids, get off my lawn. What are you guys doing over there? Guys, gentlemen, please. Hey, slow down. Slow down. There's children in these streets. That's going to be... That's going to be you, Jimbo.
Can you not see my child riding her bike here?
So, listen, guys. Just listen, guys. I don't want to be unreasonable. But you live here, I live here. Okay?
Don't make me that guy.
I don't want to be that guy.
That's the one. That's you live here,
I live here.
That's the one.
Like, guys. So, you know the bullies always come along. Say, guys, come on.
Can't we all just like play nicely, really?
Oh, come on. I know your mom.
Stop being a brat.
Yeah.
And you guys just let him play with you. What's the big deal?
Guys, we all have to live here. All right? Okay. What do you guys want me to do? What do you... That's when you've broken the bullies and you're just like, come on, X. You know what I mean? I've got a terrible job.
It's not cricket.
It's just not cricket, is it?
I just want to watch the rugby inside. That's all I want to do.
And also, like, sometimes with old people, we forget, like, he probably hates his boss. His wife.
So much.
And his wife is giving him gears because
the whole time.
he still hasn't fixed the garage. I mean, the light in the garage still doesn't work, and his wife cannot handle coming back from shopping. I don't know if James, you ever lived in this house where the garage door, once it's closed, it's pitch dark in the garage.
Yes.
You know, he probably still hasn't fixed that whole thing. And his wife, obviously, when she's taking the Woolworths bags out of her SUV, he hasn't fixed that in 6 months. And he's promised.
Love, you said you were going to fix it this weekend.
And-
what happened?
Yeah, and
but
now-
babe, I had to mow the lawn and Brayden was crying the whole weekend. So, like, I haven't had a second and I just want to watch the rugby.
And now his boss is sending him emails just like, hey, where's that FAS report? I mean, it's all happening to the Oak. And now James and his mates, James and Ryan and Senzo, are out in the street, like on a busy street playing cricket, hitting the cricket ball over the
And
wall.
he can't focus.
Yeah, every 4 hours, ding dong. Sorry, mister.
Can we get the ball, please?
Sorry. Like, I was sorry, sir. We don't mean to, but it was James. Because we tell him all the time, no, James, that side, if you hit it there, it's out. You have to hit it here. Yes, James. Now, he's got to deal with that whole situation. And his wife and his boss are giving him gears. Plus, his kids are failing maths at school. And there's James thinking he can hit the cricket ball in his yard. And James, you strike me as the type of kid. Eventually, you know what these annoying kids do? Because it happened to me in my complex and I had to put my foot down. Strike me as the kind of kid who wants to jump over the wall eventually.
Oh my goodness.
Like I always jump over the wall, get my ball.
Now
James, I see James's face.
Now you got a broken arm in your yard. Now you as a black guy. Oh.
Yeah. Now, James, you that guy, right? You, all right, James, I see your face. You strike me as the type of guy. Now, eventually, you're just jumping over people's walls. Let's hear it. Obviously, in Devilsdorp, where you grew up in the West Rand, you used to kick the soccer ball over all the time. You younger than your brother. Your brother's saying you are going, and there's massive dogs in the next door neighbor's yard. I'm pretty sure.
So initially it was me that was always kicking the ball over the wall and having to fetch it even if I didn't kick it.
Yeah.
And then my younger brother became the target, obviously.
Yeah.
But we were actually super chilled with like all of the neighbors around us. So if a ball did go over, we would just.
Did they have dogs?
The one group set.
Yeah.
Couple.
People. Family. We have a word for that. They're called a family. Why do you call them a group?
I don't know what to call them.
No, family. We've decided
Because the one-
Unbelievable.
people at Oxford decided about 400 years ago. Give or take, even more. Actually, how old is Oxford now? It's 1730s, eh?
Like, no.
Older than that, 14,
Oh,
whatever. So
yeah.
over 500 years ago, we already have a word for that. You're doing
You're
too
unbelievable.
much. We made life so easy for you. So the family next year, one family, what?
Oh, I had uninvested myself.
No, but that's because you don't know how to speak the English language, which 400 years ago, guys decided. Yeah, so a family.
One of them did have a dog, but yeah, we were always. I can't remember what dog it was. It was one of those dogs that have it like really short and it's got the really droopy ears.
Could be anything. But did it
Beagle.
bite?
A beagle.
Okay.
Ryan said it's a beagle.
Yeah, it's a beagle. Yeah, but did it bite? I mean, what was the sort? Beagles are
We didn't
tame.
know. So that was the thing. Every time we climbed the wall to get into that garden, it would like look at you and then bark once or twice and then just sit there and stare at you and growl. So
And they
we
got
didn't-
that, oh,
Yeah,
bark.
yeah.
Listen, also, beagles can't run. Were you guys fat kids or what was the story? You can just jump over. A beagle has a terrible body shape for running. The body's too long for the legs, and they just like hang out dogs. They're lap dogs.
I'm not gonna take my 2 legs against 4.
No, but beagles are like, I've just explained to you. I know what a beagle is. Like most people know what a beagle is. Terrible body shape for running. You like honestly, you could walk briskly. In fact, the jog you were doing, unless I don't know, maybe your parents are gajillionaires. I don't know how big the yard is. The pace you were doing on the treadmill, you could have done that to get your soccer ball. The beagle is not catching you. Mate.
Honestly.
Well, I don't know these things when I'm 11.
Well, read a book.
Simple.
You know what I mean?
Simple.
Read a book. All right, but James, you do seem like that nightmare kid where now, also, because you know what? You know what? And I was that kid as well. Jumping over the fence actually isn't about, the dog's going to bite you. I don't care if you break your arm. It's like, also, I want some privacy in my house.
Honestly, it's my house.
Yeah, what if my wife and I want to walk around my house naked? Which people are entitled to do. And now, hi, Mr. Johnson. You know?
Mr. Johnson, get your ass out of here.
Yeah, yes. So it happened once and I had to go address it because there's new neighbors with kids and the kids started jumping, like they jumped over the wall once. I said, no.
Not like this.
Not here. So James, if you were my next door neighbor, now I would absolutely, and I'm not afraid, I will throttle a child. I will do it.
Oh, I'm not your next.
Oh, I can't hear you. What are you saying there, James?
You know,
Yeah.
no, the moment's passed.
No, what were you going to say? Let's hear it, James.
I said, oh, I'm not your neighbor. Damn it.
Nah, James, don't be ridiculous. You can't afford to live where I live. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here.
I'm
Absolutely.
uninvesting myself for the rest of the show. No more graphics. We done. No more
well,
graphics.
I mean,
None.
one side,
I'm un-
you know?
Just
Work
keep
harder.
keep this camera on me. This is how I'm sitting for the rest of the show.
Ah, it looks like how you normally work. You know? So nothing's really changed.
I'm
you know?
done.
You know? So,
Done.
you know what you look like? Look like a beagle. Not going to do much.
You were wrong, actually. Henry said it's a basset.
No, but how does Henry know that?
I don't know.
Off your description. There's
Imagine.
no way.
Imagine.
How does Henry know that? Is he inside your head?
I said it was a short dog with the long droopy ears.
No, but it could be a basset. So the basset hound could be that. Or it could be a beagle because they've got a very similar, like, droopy eye, droopy ear thing.
I'm a.
So, okay, you know what? Because you want to be a good guy. It's your day. You're gymming now. You're hectic. Pre-workout, a bit of involuntary muscle spasm. Let's say Henry's right. All right, let's move on to a guy who wouldn't have his leg shaking after one session. A guy called Cristiano Ronaldo. He's in a situation. Did you see him shaking his head when he walked off the pitch?
When?
The last game that you guys lost or drew.
Yeah.
You saw him, eh? And I mean, that's telling you everything he's thinking, right?
Yeah, but things change.
It's like, what am I doing here?
This?
Yeah,
This?
it wasn't like this last time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost like, you know, when you, I don't know. So let me tell you something that's happened to me is when you move out of home, right? You always imagine your room was the most awesome place in the world. If you were fortunate enough, like me, I grew up in a home where I had my own room as a child growing up. You always think your room will stay that awesome, but you forget that you grow. Like you don't realize that you're bigger now. So the bed that you had before,
You're gonna.
so everything shrinks, by the way, because your room then felt, oh my goodness, there's so many room for activities.
Disneyland.
And then as I go back, I mean, my mom doesn't live in the same house as she did, and well, my dad does. So my room there was, I got to be honest, that was pretty nice. It's still pretty big now.
Yeah.
But at my mom's house, that room was still for me as a baby. And it's not as awesome now when I go back. It's just like, oh, nothing. I can't fit in anything here. I've got to do the.
It's a learning center for ants.
Do you know? Shout out Ben Stiller. Shout out
Derek.
Derek Zoolander. It is like a learning center for ants. But that's what Ronaldo must feel like. It's like he left his childhood bedroom and it was a coliseum.
Yeah.
And now he's returned and a 3/4 bed isn't enough for a grown man. You know.
Imagine. His legs are hanging off the bed.
Imagine and that. And now, like, I'm used to a certain thread count because
Standing on Lego, stubbing his toes. Like,
it's not as cool, right? Like in the cupboard, it's a mess. The hinge doors don't quite
oh
work.
my god, it's creaking.
Because one thing you don't realize is your parents don't go into your childhood bedroom.
They leave it as is.
They don't care now. There's nobody in there. Awesome. Now your mom's doing whatever she's doing in her house.
Yeah.
Thank God these children aren't here to make a mess. And, you know, the hinge doors and these things bother you when you're an adult. That's what Ronaldo feels like right now. I've gone back to my childhood bedroom. It's a nightmare, as you say. Nothing works in here.
And they still haven't fixed this cupboard door.
You know what I mean? Now the bedside drawer, you know, as I turn over, it's actually too close now. I bang my elbow every time.
Oh,
That's what's going on with Cristiano Ronaldo. That's a bad situation, dude. And
Yeah.
I called it about 3 or 4 games in. I saw it. But do you think Ronaldo just says now, I do what I do now? Like I'm gonna score goals this mess, or do you think he still wants to win?
I still wants to win. He's hungry.
All right, we'll come back to what sends us there. I like that. So great segue there because I want to tell you about Cristiano Ronaldo. I'll be honest off the bat, I don't think he's ever going to win another major trophy in his career. It's not because it's not his fault. It's not his fault. But in life, we all make decisions, right? But I just want to tell you something that exists for me in my real life, and I've seen it crush people around me, is that life is good until you have one thing, right? The biggest destroyer of most people is expectations. Expectations are a killer, folks.
It's the mother of all disappointment.
It is on one part, but once we have expectations of you, it reveals your real character, right? Expectations reveal who you really are. When people put pressure on you, it really starts to show through where your gaps are. And legit people really reveal who you are because they tend to write things down and they tend to have systems, and expectations are a killer. I just want to say expectations at Man United changed in 2013. Some Scottish guy walked out the door and it's never been the same. It's never been the same. Right? The expectations then were to win. And winning wasn't celebrated, it was expected. When are we winning the next one was the attitude. The expectations changed. Right? And if you want to know how I know that expectations at Man United have changed is between you and me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should be nowhere near a Manchester United job. He should be nowhere near it. But the expectations are so low now that that's acceptable. So there's still expectations. But the expectations now, where are they now? And I just want to tell you, the last time Man United had expectations was a guy called Jose Mourinho. And what happened? Pogba sulked, the club wasn't ready, and there was pushback, and Jose had to go. You know why? Because Jose has expectations, and it crushed Pogba, and it crushed Maguire, and it crushed the club. It crushed Luke Shaw. It crushed everybody. Because that's the standard. And when people like Jose Mourinho come in, they want to win. And Man United wasn't ready to win. CR7 is never going to win another title again because I don't see where he goes from Manchester United. He made his call now. No one else can afford him. And PSG already have Leo Messi. So Cristiano Ronaldo, unfortunately, has put himself in a situation where his expectations are crushing the club. Cristiano Ronaldo is crushing Man United. They can't handle the pressure. I don't care how good you think the youngsters are. He is crushing Man United. They are wilting with his presence. That all of them are wilting. It's embarrassing what is happening now. I don't know if Bruno will be the same guy this season. I'm not saying he won't be, but we've seen when he plays with Portugal, he ain't the same guy. We'll see. But Ronaldo is crushing Man United. Folks, here's the other difficult part. If you want to have expectations, if you want to be that guy, that girl, there's something that it takes. It takes time to build expectations. Alex Ferguson took 4 years to win the FA Cup. People think Fergie rolled in from Aberdeen and just started winning. Fergie was on the verge of being fired. Expectations take time. Because let me tell you the thing about good ideas, right? And we have to do this in our own lives. You have to give yourself time. Once you've heard about good ideas and new ways of thinking, you have to give yourself time for those new ideas to embed themselves in your character. And Man United, I'm afraid, with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, those expectations are too low. Cristiano Ronaldo now, you probably need 2 or 3 years to come and meet him as a football club. Ronaldo doesn't have that time, but he's also trapped. So I'm afraid Fergie took time. He took 4 years. I don't know what Ronaldo's going to do. And I think, and I said it early on, I think he made a mistake by going to Manchester United. I really, really do.
You think so?
I do, because what happens from here?
But you must see, bro. I don't think it's all doom and gloom. You know, they're getting to learn each other again, and I think, you know, we can turn it around.
You reckon?
We can.
But turn it around to what? To win the league? Because for Ronaldo, by the way,
to challenge and like to be in the mix for some silverware to have a realistic chance. You know what I mean?
Is that good enough for Cristiano Ronaldo? Because I'm not worried about Ronaldo. By the way, he's not the problem. He's going to get 25, 30 goals this season. Yeah. No problem. He's not the issue. I'm saying, what about the rest of them?
He's taking them with. They have to.
What if they don't though? Because
no, they have to. There's just that's just not an option. They have to.
You know what you saw there? There's no way he does that under Fergie, right? What you saw there doesn't happen under Fergie.
Yeah.
The petulance, because that was petulant, and you know what? You know who puts in an awkward situation? He's showing Ollie up there.
Yeah, he is.
He is.
He is. But also the thing is, I don't know how Ollie benched him. Ronaldo will tell you when he's tired.
Okay, but
that's what I'm saying.
That's one thing. I'm saying I can't imagine him doing that to Ancelotti. Like I can't like you can't be petulant to Carlo Ancelotti.
But also you must understand Ronaldo did play with Ole, so he's probably like, bruh.
Was he there when Ollie was there?
Yeah.
Really? Way back when? Okay, but still, you're the face of the club again now. You also can't... It's supposed to be in the dressing room, and he didn't used to do that at Real Madrid.
Yeah.
You know, you don't do that to Zidane. Now it's kind of letting you know under Fergie, the great thing is you never ever saw that petulance come out. Because, you know why? He's in charge. What this tells me, and it's a problem for Ronaldo, is Ronaldo can't be in charge. Because I don't know if Ronaldo has the energy to produce the performances and run a dressing room. He's done that twice already.
Yeah. But Oaks have to step up. They're other senior Oaks. Now is the time, bro. I keep saying this. Now is the time. For senior players to start putting their hand up. Otherwise, Ronaldo's going to end up doing a Roy Keane. You think you're good because you did this. You think you're good because you did this. You know what I mean?
But United put themselves in a bind as well. You know, it's never good to go into a relationship where you're desperate.
But like if they threw Ronaldo anybody's way, they would have taken him.
No, but why did they get Ronaldo? It was a little bit desperate, wasn't it? Was it not desperate? Don't ever enter a relationship desperate. Because
but also, I mean, the Glazers also wanted to apologize, I think.
And you know what sucks now for Man United? Because essentially you want to be able to squash Ronaldo. I don't care that it's Ronaldo or Messi. You always want to be in the power position. But when you enter a relationship desperate, you know what tends to happen? You have to walk on eggshells.
Yeah, you've got no leverage.
You know, you're always on eggshells.
Sure.
And Man United now, when you've been desperate to Ronaldo like this, it almost feels like we're the lucky ones. I don't know. I know people who enter relationships because they're desperate, and they'll do anything. So now that petulance that Ronaldo showed 2 weeks ago
against Everton, sorry,
right, is that actually somebody should go and talk to Ronaldo about
and say, "Hey, Chief, come on."
But nobody can now because
only one guy can, but like he's not involved.
Who's that? Fergie?
Yeah.
No, but it's too late.
Yeah,
now.
it's too late. You're actually right because
and everybody idealizes Fergie as well. Cristiano Ronaldo probably sees himself as the dog now. You must remember the whole romance father and son thing. Hey, fathers and sons fall out all the time.
Exactly.
So for Fergie,
the boys are man now.
Because people think Fergie will have control of him. You don't know that. There's no way you know what Cristiano. Because Cristiano Ronaldo thinks to himself, "I'm the guy." All right,
it's my show.
Yeah, because I went without you, by the way, Fergie.
And I did it.
And I'm not saying that Ronaldo does feel like this because he can say the right things. But he did go to Real Madrid and win three Champions League titles without Sir Alex Ferguson.
Top goal scorer of all time at Real Madrid.
So, you know, he also formed a legacy without Fergie. And we don't know how Ronaldo feels about that. And we've seen fathers and sons fall out all the time.
Clash all the time.
You know? And I know a family situation where it's always a situation when the family goes to supper because the son's doing well now and he wants to pay at dinners. And the dad, like, it's his power move.
Ego.
And to this point, right, is that even at like restaurants, I'm talking about restaurants, they always have a situation at who's sitting at the head of the table now. But you understand how Ronaldo-Fergie dynamic, because we romanticize it as the beginning.
Yeah.
Ronaldo's a different man now. So people just...
A lot has happened.
And people presume Fergie could come down and say, come on, CR7. He'll tell you, what do you mean? You know I want to win. And it's hard for Fergie as well. He would never have had a Ronaldo who thinks he could talk back to him.
Yeah.
I'd be so interested to see how that dynamic works.
Yeah.
Man, and now Varane injured. I wanted to ask you.
Maguire as well.
Maguire injured?
Yeah.
How long?
I don't know, but he was out before international week.
So what, Lindelof and Bailly at the back?
It looks like it.
Who's the other centre-back options? Bailly, Lindelof, Twanzebe. Is he still there?
No, he's on loan.
Aston Villa. Where's he?
He's at Villa on loan.
At Villa. Who's the other guy? Not Twanzebe. Also African guy, man. African-looking guy. I don't know if he plays for Holland or whatever.
I'm just trying to think.
Twanzebe.
For Sumensa.
Oh, he's gone as well.
He went to Leverkusen.
So who's the other centre-back options?
Phil Jones.
For Jonesy.
No, Scott can play centre-back.
Philly. Plus Philly's back now after you guys tried to crush his confidence. What did Gary Neville say?
Scott McTominay can play centre-back.
Was it Rio Ferdinand who said he's wasting someone's space? Or
Dude.
Philly. You know who Harry Kane needs as his agent? Phil Jones' agent. Because Phil Jones has been...
Yes.
Phil Jones has been constantly injured.
Getting that check.
And Phil Jones signed a new deal recent, man.
Getting that check.
That's who Harry Kane needs as an agent. Fire your Prada. Because the Prada of my Prada. Fire him. What's it? The Prada of my Prada is my Prada.
Yeah.
Dude, fire your agent, Harry. Fire your brother. What would Harry Kane's brother do after Harry?
Go tell mom.
It's like, you what?
I'm going to tell mom.
Mum, look what he's done.
Look what Harry's doing.
He done.
Done me a kipper.
But what's it? He canned me. He done canned me.
He done canned me. He done gave me the sack.
Oh my God. He's not firing his brother though. But I mean, Phil Jones' agent is the OG.
That guy. Superb.
All right. Should we take one or two comments? There, Jimbo? See what we got out there before we run. So you reckon United fine? Hey, you got a problem out the back though. I didn't realize Maguire was.
Listen. Look.
Linda, listen.
We don't panic yet.
When do you panic?
Oh, when the gap is like my 6 points, 7 points.
What's the gap now?
3, 4.
3. Okay, so it's not too bad. It's not out of hand.
Yeah.
Who do United play this weekend?
Leicester away.
They're a nightmare though. They're terrible this season.
Leicester away. So yeah.
Listen,
then the run, it gets hot.
If you don't beat Leicester this weekend, then we got problems because Leicester are bad. They are bad. They are bad. They lost to Watford in that last game, or whoever.
Yeah.
That was bad at home, and they
imploded. But Brendan Rodgers, you know him, third season.
Yeah,
showing you.
He was trained by Mourinho. Third season, no good. All right, we got Gulken Kosi saying the club will probably fire Oli, then lose Ronaldo. Worst case scenario.
That's true though.
So when does Ronaldo leave? End of season.
Well, he's got two years on his deal.
Oh, come on. He just bought himself out of a deal at Juventus. Come on now. The contracts mean nothing anymore.
Ironclad.
The thing about Ronaldo is, the other thing is, it's like, when relationships get difficult, and with dudes in South Africa, is like, it's weird because if you can't control people with money, people don't know what to do. Ronaldo doesn't need Man United's money.
Honestly.
Because you know what you'll tell Ronaldo is we'll cancel your contract. Great. Well, what leverage do United have over Cristiano Ronaldo?
I don't know.
Because this is a man who told Juventus, whatever it takes. Whatever it costs to buy myself out.
I'll do it.
Just email me the amount.
Jorge will send. We'll sort it out.
That's it. I'll send it on PayPal.
George will send.
It's nothing. For 30 mil, it's nothing. We got it. I got it like that. So Man United, you're in a situation. Nico Kritzinger on the tubes. By the way, like, share, subscribe, please, if you are on the tubes. Nico Kritzinger says, you might as well have watched Tom and Jerry. You didn't focus on the football after 30 seconds.
Oh, wow. He was trying to focus on not dying, bro.
Jimbo. Well, so James, what do you think when people are giving you sort of this kind of feedback? I mean, stern but fair. Nico Kritzinger obviously saying, James, you could have been watching Tom and Jerry, which is a cartoon. So that's real feedback, James. People basically saying you look.
Actually, that would have been more motivation, because Tom is always chasing Jerry.
Yes, I see. Carrot and stick. Great point by Sensitive, but people are now taking a jab at you saying, James, you're dying after running for 2 minutes. What the hell? Are you, what are you, 50? I mean, it's kind of what people are saying. Well, what do you think about that feedback?
I don't think there was any harsh feedback from anyone.
Oh, I mean, I may have added that.
I don't think there was any harsh feedback.
Yeah, well, Nico's saying you were dying, though.
I was dying. It's the truth. I mean, the
now's
truth
not
hurts.
the time for pain.
So does running on the treadmill.
So what do you reckon, Jimbo? Tonight, what do you do? In bed by 7 p.m. Can't even get up. Let me tell you the hard part about starting to work out, right? Because you have to eat. By the way, a big part of recovery is eat, and don't eat badly, because I know what happens when you're like, I feel what you want is I deserve a donut. You don't deserve anything.
Oh.
Yeah. Jimbo, you got to eat. Let me tell you something. Tonight, you know what's going to happen? You're going to get home, probably shower, boom, 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 crash out, edit, boom, boom. I'm editing, doing that. I think I'm a DJ, get earphones. Is the sound right? You know how you editors are. Like, let me listen here. Let me take the earphones out. I've watched you guys are editing. What's the sound like? What's that sound in the back? Oh, no. And then what you do
it's like you're an editor yourself.
Yeah, and then you're like, hey, Chris, just come listen to this, man. I just want to hear. There's a sound in the background. Maybe it's just me. And then you make other people put earphones on. And then Chris goes, hey, Megan, you come listen here. I can't hear it, but Craig's saying. And then you make other people get it on. Edit. And then while they're there, let me tell you what happens with editing people as well. I've watched them. It's like, hey, I kind of like how you edited it but have you thought about this?
Oh.
No, I haven't. Which part do you mean? Because editors get very sensitive as well about their stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, which part do you mean? No. Stay here. Show me what you mean. And then you stay. Yeah, I just thought that transition could be like that. I'm not saying you should change it, but it's just, I saw a thing 3 years ago. It's a whole situation now. And
you've thrown them off.
And then while you're doing that, James, obviously after that, you've done that. Now you got grilled chicken, obviously, using grapeseed oil. It's the healthiest, or you ever oil. I don't know what you Jim Oaks are up to. And now I'll tell you what happens. While it's cooking in the oven, I'll tell you what happens. Oh, do those bed sheets become comfortable? They start to hug you. You gotta get up and go get that food, James. I'm telling you, you gotta do it. You gotta get up and not say, you know what, I'll just replace it with a replacement shake or whatever. It's gonna be tough, Jimbo. Just your thoughts on staying mentally strong and eating tonight.
I really didn't want to eat last night, and I knew I had to.
Oh, because you were sore, hey?
I don't know if it was because I was sore. I just I was so tired and just not keen, honestly.
Yeah, it happens. It's going to happen. A little fatigue. Oh, that's tough. I mean, today really was day one, James. So shout out to you. I mean, can we give James a round of applause? He's getting it. I mean, shout out to James Jimbo Ilsley. All right, great stuff. I'm off to Cape Town. So we'll see, you know, a couple of lattes. Maybe I'll climb Table Mountain. I will, by the way. I got to get it while I'm out there, get some climbing. I am now, I mean, James, you're on a fitness journey, but I am, it is a month and 15 days. The 28th of November, I will be running 100K. So James, both of us are on a health journey because I got 100Ks on Table Mountain, around all the mountains in Cape Town coming up. So Jimbo, I feel you, brother. I'm going to be on it. While I'm up there, obviously, I'll send you guys some videos, go, hey guys.
Hashtag vibes.
Yeah, hashtag vibes, hashtag outside is free. Obviously, go on a health journey with James. Sends us Tibet, great stuff today, pal. Absolutely great stuff. To the boys in the back, absolutely rocking it. Super, super fantastic. All right, as you can see, you know what? It's always best if you're with your friends and they let you know that you're not needed immediately while you're here. As you can see, the graphic, if you aren't watching on YouTube, has been changed, by the way. It's now the PTP show in preparation for tomorrow. For the very first time, James has been proactive in his laugh. Incredible. Look at that's the face of a man. Look how proud of you. Terrible thumbs up, still on that left hand, no dexterity. But James says, I don't care. Who cares? You won't be here tomorrow. Get the hell out of here, MKT. Who needs you? I prefer Paulo anyway. I absolutely love it. Listen, I love working with savages. James, you're great. To the boys in the back, to Senzo Sitebe, absolutely fantastic, gentlemen. Hashtag really live. Remember, if you're with us on YouTube, please click the like button. It's good for the algorithm, or as Roberto Martinez might say, the algorithm. He say algorithm, where it's just a squat. Ladies and gentlemen, the MKT show for today.
You're a lunatic.
Yeah, he's a man here of his squad. He's a Belgium. He's a
Number one team.
It's important. You get the squad together. Romelu is important to the squad. It's a focal point for the squad. Senzo, you're great. Boys, be great. I'll see you from Cape Town tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a great day. It has been awesome. Great weather. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. And I know the boys will take care of things. But for now, the MKT show is the hell out of here.